At Christmas, Harry receives an invisibility cloak, once belonging to his father, which renders its wearer invisible. Harry uses it to explore the restricted section in the library to research information on Nicholas Flamel, but finds a screaming book. Harry discovers a magical mirror which shows him a vision of his deceased parents. Dumbledore encounters Harry looking at the mirror and tells it that it is the mirror of Erised, which shows the desire of one's heart, and how it could not help much when people wasted their lives after being driven mad by it. He then moves the mirror and advises Harry against searching for it again. When term resumes, the trio assume that someone is trying to get past the dog. Eventually, Harry learns that Nicholas Flamel is the only known maker of the Philosopher's Stone, which produces the elixir of life, which will make the drinker immortal. Hagrid, Hermione discovers that the dog is guarding the stone itself. Harry concludes that Snape is trying to obtain the stone. That night, the trio visit Hagrid's hut to get more information. There they discover a dragon egg which hatches a Norwegian ridgeback dragon that Hagrid names as Norbert. The three convince Hagrid to let Norbert go live with the other dragons of his kind in Romania, but are caught by Draco. On their way back to the common room, they are confronted by the McGonagall, who takes them and Draco to the Transfiguration classroom. After McGonagall reprimands them for their actions, the four are given detention with Hagrid in the Forbidden Forest. At the forest, as everyone splits up to find a dead unicorn, Harry and Draco enter a hooded figure drinking a unicorn's blood for its healing properties. While Draco flees in fear with Fang in tow, the hooded figure then attempts to attack Harry, only to be scared off by arriving centaur named Firenze, a close friend of Hagrid's. Harry concludes that the hooded figure was a weakened Voldemort and that Snape is trying to get the stone to restore Voldemort to full strength. After hearing from Hagrid that the dog will fall asleep if played music, and that he revealed this to a man in the local pub, Harry, Ron, and Hermione conclude that Snape was the man in the pub and attempt to warn Dumbledore. Upon learning that he is away on business, the trio conclude that Snape will attempt to steal the stone that night and resolve to find the stone before Snape does. The trio, after bypassing Fluffy, face a series of obstacles, surviving a deadly plant, flying past hundreds of flying keys, and winning a violent life-size chess match. The trio use their skills to overcome the obstacles. Hermione uses her knowledge of spells to get past the plant, Devil's Snare. Harry uses his skills as a seeker to get past the keys and catch the one that unlocks the door, and Ron uses his skill at chess to win the chess match. However, Ron is nearly killed in the chess match, and Hermione stays with him as Harry goes on ahead alone. In the final room, Harry finds out that it was not Snape who wanted the stone, but Quirrell, who reveals that he let the troll in, tried to kill Harry in the Quidditch match. Snape had been protecting Harry all along while trying to stop Quirrell. The professor forces Harry to look in the mirror of Erised. Due to an enchantment placed by Dumbledore, Harry finds the stone in his pocket after looking in the mirror. After trying to get Harry to answer what he has seen in the mirror, Quirrell removes his turban and reveals a weakened Voldemort to be living on the back of his head. Harry tries to escape, but Quirrell starts a fire by clicking his fingers to prevent his escape. Voldemort tries to convince Harry to give him the stone by pledging to bring his parents back from the dead, but Harry refuses. Quirrell then tries to kill him, but Harry's touch prevents him from hurting him and causes him to turn into dust and die. When Harry gets up, Voldemort's spirit forms and passes through Harry, knocking him unconscious before fleeing. Harry wakes up at the school's hospital wing and is visited by Dumbledore, who explains that the stone has been destroyed and that Hermione and Ron are safe. Quirrell burned at Harry's touch because, when Harry's mother died to save him, her death gave Harry a love-based protection against Voldemort. Harry soon exits the hospital wing and is reunited with Ron and Hermione, with Ron once again brought back to consciousness. During the end of the year feast, Gryffindor has 312 house points, Hufflepuff 352, Ravenclaw 426, and Slytherin 472. The Gryffindors are upset, but then Dumbledore interrupts and announces that recent events must be taken into account and has a few last-minute points to award. First, 50 points to Hermione for cool use of intellect while others were in peril. 50 points to Ron for the best played game of chess that Hogwarts had seen for many years. 60 points to Harry for pure nerve and outstanding courage. And 10 points for Neville for bravery of standing up to his friends. These last-minute points win Gryffindor the House Cup, and all the Gryffindors celebrate their victory. Before Harry and the rest of the students leave to go home for the summer, he finally acknowledges that he is glad to find a real home in Hogwarts, which in his heart will truly be his home.